So we hear a lot of marketing around hitting your retirement number. That's that mythical amount that someone needs to make sure that their retirement is fully funded. What may be more important is how much income you will need in retirement. Here to talk about this concept is my guest, Greg Bernhardt in Walnut Creek, California. So Greg, making money last is important in retirement. One strategy is called the 4% rule. Is that still valid?
Well, the real answer is it depends, Scott, because the 4% rule basically says that if you take 4% of your nest egg and give yourself a raise every year for inflation, you've got a 90% chance that the money will last for 30 years. The problem with that is people are sometimes living beyond 30 years in retirement. And the other thing is 4% rule assumes no taxes. So if we're taking 4% out of the nest egg, are we keeping 4%? We may only end up with 2.8%. So it differs for everyone. There's no really set rule. It depends on how much money someone has. If someone has $200,000, is 4% a year enough? If someone has $1 million, it might be. So it really depends on each individual client. They might need 5% or 6% to make ends meet or to keep the same lifestyle they have.
Social Security is shown to be a large part of many retirees' income. So how do you know when to claim benefits?
Well, that's the $64,000 question, Scott, because a lot of people make the big mistake of taking Social Security too early. You can wait till age 70, but you can take it at age 62, of course, but the problem with that is you're cutting yourself short. If you live long enough, you might look back and be sorry you took it at age 62. In fact, I was with a client and his wife just last week, and they told me they were planning on taking Social Security at 62, and when I did the math, I showed them that if they do that, they're going to be cutting themselves short by about $89,000 over the course of their lifetime if they live out their life expectancy. So we were able to find income from other resources, so they're now able to put off that Social Security for several years longer.
Now, Greg, talk about the importance now of tax planning in retirement.
Well, of course, everyone's in a different tax bracket, and we also have the risk of taxes going up in the future. Last year, Trump reduced the tax brackets by a percentage point across the board, but we don't know what the next president's going to do. So taxes do play a role, and that's why it's important to have tax advantage investments, in my opinion, during the retirement years. So no matter what the tax brackets are, you've got some money working that is not being affected by the taxes.
Well, finally, if you read the news, we keep hearing that most retirees haven't saved nearly enough to cover their retirement income needs. How do you handle that?
Well, a lot of people, unfortunately, when they come to me, tell me they'd like to retire at 65, but when we sit down, we figure they're not going to have enough money at age 65 to live the same lifestyle off their resources. So in many cases, people are working part-time into retirement or extending their retirement years and continuing to do what they're doing now up until age 68 or 70, when they can not only generate more of a retirement nest egg, but also delay Social Security till age 70 if possible. And then at that point, they might be in a better position to retire.
Thank you, Greg, for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you very much, Scott. I appreciate it.
My guest has been Greg Bernhardt in Walnut Creek, California, and you're watching Retirement News Online.